What's up, everyone? It is Bill. You're tuned to the Pennsylvania Rock Show. My guests are talking about the song you were just hearing, which is the intro to Step 11's Seven Sin Martyr, which they're now probably going, oh, yeah. Anyway, this is episode 739 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. We're coming at you from music from 412.com, BuildtheScene.com, Roodaroo Radio, which is roodaroo.com. They're in Texas and California. megarockradio.net, which has been with us since pretty much day one of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. They also are 107.1 KFGD FM, St. Louis, Missouri. xrpradio.co.uk, which is coming at you from the Highlands of Scotland. And Jonna and I are probably going to be visiting them a lot more often on one of their shows, hopefully on a Saturday. We didn't really have that conversation yet, but I'm forgetting somebody. Music from the 412, BuildtheScene, XRP, Roodaroo. It'll come to me. Anyway, it's 20 years. There's a lot more gray here than there was last time. With me tonight, we have Jonna from First Angel Media, who kind of hosted last week, and I'm kind of going to have her do that again. I threw all kinds of information at her throughout the last couple of days. Above her is Lars, who was in Rockabilly Junction when this first started. Above me is Brian Schaefer, who really hosted the first ever episode of the Pennsylvania Rock Show because he had a microphone and I didn't. Lars was here on episode 2, as was Brian, who showed up with a mixer and microphones and about half the musicians from the Valley.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good. That's true.
Okay, so what we heard at the top of the show was Step 11, Design Beneath Disorder, which was recorded right in this room. And then we also heard Ill Fated, which was an infamous episode of the show because they showed up and played all electric. Their lead singer did not tell the band that it was an acoustic only show, and my wife was mad at me and him for a long time. He is now the lead singer of Black Ridge, and you can hear a comment at the beginning of that track where there was a little kid here, and you guys heard it, but they haven't heard it yet. He says Ill Fated don't play acoustic, they only play rock. And then it goes into the song. But tonight, everything that you're going to hear is going to be live and have been recorded on the Pennsylvania Rock Show. 2 of the tracks were not recorded here, but everything else is right here with me running the mixer. So if it's bad, that's why. Because I had control. Okay, so
you've only had 20 years to figure this out, Bill.
Yeah, Bill, come on, man.
Those were like 2004 and 2005. So
Way to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, this young man right here is the reason why I had an over 2-hour show. We never have those, but it was fun and it was awesome the entire time. So thank you for joining us for that one, Bill.
I popped in, like I have passwords. So I showed up and they brought me in and I asked the question and I said, and I was like, okay, now I'm going to hang out and wait for the answer. And I logged out, like they do on all the Pittsburgh sports shows.
Yeah.
And she was left trying to explain what that was all about to the guest.
Oh, good grief. Oh, it's fun, but it is because of Bill that I have my own podcast and a really cool looking website to put it on. But Brian, I understand that it was you that is kind of the reason that Bill has a podcast. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to say this for you guys in the audience because I said this in the chat, mistake. Okay, well, the first one is a mistake. Second one is a little suspicious. And Lars, you were there for the second one. But the third one, man, that is determination. And for 20 years of this, we are on number 739.
That's insane.
Something must have happened that really made this worthwhile.
All I got to say is Kelly is has to be just such the nicest person in the world to you, Bill. of all the stuff that
listen,
she put up with
she
over these
she
years.
blames you, and I let her.
I know she does. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kelly's really the MVP here.
Yes.
From whatever
sure.
happened on that first episode to now, and she's got an entire studio and a portion of her living room, basically.
Right.
So,
Yep.
But what did happen? What was this? You had a mistake, and then you were like, you know what? I liked that mistake. Let's keep making that.
What happened was
Yeah.
we went off the air, and Brian goes, "That's fun. That was fun. Let's do it next week."
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was it.
Right. Well, it was a radio station that
Yeah.
she took over, right?
Yeah, because
They asked you to help them out.
there was a virus on the broadcasting machine, and they
Yeah.
needed to shut down. It was and I can't remember if it was. It had two names. At one point, it was called Indie Band Radio,
Yes.
and I think it was Indie Band Radio at that point, and then it became Unsigned Online.
That's it. Unsigned
Okay.
Online. I remember that. Yep. Yeah. And it was fun. I'm like, let's do it again.
And
And then
then
I showed up with mics and a soundboard.
and that's when Lars made his first appearance.
That's right.
Lars is like, don't drag me into this.
I just
Don't
have
get Kelly.
vague
Don't get Kelly
memories of
mad.
that.
Well, there were beer flutes, and there was a
Oh,
great,
yeah.
great
Oh, yeah.
game
Yes, there
played,
was.
and
Hmm?
there was us not knowing that you can't play covers live on the internet.
Right.
I
Right.
think the statute of limitations has to be up on that, right?
And I had
so.
hair on that then during that period too. So
I didn't.
He didn't.
I didn't.
I
No,
had
you-
some.
I don't think you ever did.
Yeah. I'll show you pictures. I did have hair at one time.
I have seen those. But like I had to look twice. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he did have hair. Oh, good times.
So you guys just decided, like, this is it. This is what you're going to do, and you did the second show. You dragged Lars in. He's over here on my screen,
Yeah, he's above you.
but I
Yeah,
guess
me
I
too.
should be like
Look,
Brady bunching it up.
Right. Right.
if you look at my video on your screen, that's what everybody sees.
Wait.
Okay, there we go.
That's Jonna's that way.
Yeah,
For me,
Brian's
Lars is
that way.
this way.
It's like
Wait,
the Brady Bunch.
Hold on. Yeah. Bill's here.
See,
Yeah.
I can totally see why this was fun enough the first time around to keep it going for 739
There was
rounds.
no video back then either. It was just talking.
Right. Just
Which
audio.
I'm grateful for. Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We
So,
definitely didn't want video back then.
well, I was going to say, you all just kind of like would show up to Bill's house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hang out together around the microphone, and whatever craziness ensued.
She
It was Wednesday nights, right? Bill, the original was Wednesday night.
Yeah, and I would get up Thursday morning and trip over people on my way to work. I'm not
And the one
lying.
night
I tripped over Chris Riggy on my back porch.
Yeah. Yeah, he slept outside.
Yeah, in February.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it wasn't warm.
No.
Oh no! Oh
Oh,
no!
man. And
He-
then we
he
made
woke
up.
quickly when I landed on him, though.
Yeah. Bands were formed informally during the Pennsylvania Rock Show.
Yeah,
Songs were written during the Pennsylvania Rock Show.
Look at you foreshadowing what's coming up.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, so it was fun.
So, John, we have like a minute in this segment, like 2 minutes. So
There's 4 of us, and I'm a talker. How are we going to do
know.
this?
we're just gonna record, and whatever happens, and all the stations can be mad at me if it's long.
There we go. So, minute to go.
We'll say 3. We'll extend it.
Okay. I have a very weird little question for you guys. One word that would sum up your experience with PARS, with the PA Rock Show, and all of this craziness that Bill started and kept going.
Fun. Just absolute fun. It was just fun.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean-
there isn't a better word really than fun.
Yeah.
Fun and opportunity, having a good time with like-minded people. just being together there was, I mean, even if we wouldn't have recorded anything or played anything, we still have had a blast. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Donna, there were nights that there was a band here officially as a guest, and there would be 4 other bands here just hanging out, like the whole band.
It sounds like a fun time, definitely. I would think that chaos might sneak in there somewhere too.
Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, controlled, beautiful chaos.
So,
but I think like it made us closer as a musical family. Like all the bands in this area are very, very close. And we all have good experiences with each other. So it's like when you see, like when I saw Lars at a show this summer, I'm like, I hadn't seen Lars for years. I'm like, oh man, who are you playing with now? And it's that connection. It really fostered that family, musical family connection, in my opinion.
I have another take on that too with the PA Rock show, because walked into here and realized, we're going to be on the internet. It's going to be broadcast and all that. And I was thinking back to a band that I was teching for back in, a while ago.
He's like, we're not going to go there.
Stuff going on the studio and the massive controls and the technicalities and how complicated it was. And then now we're sitting here in someone's living room and probably doing a better production than they did back in 74.
Yeah. Very true.
So, it's amazing what we can do today and what opportunities that can give to bands, musicians, and producers alike. Good times.
Very true.
That's wonderful.
Hey, so both of you kind of foreshadowed songs that I'm going to play, Jonna and Brian.
Okay.
And Casey from Rockabilly Junction was supposed to be with us tonight too, but I
hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say under the weather and can't make it. So I was talking to Lars earlier. We're gonna reschedule one where he and Lars come on and hopefully they can play something. We'll get that figured out. But the 2 songs we're gonna play next are gonna be Rockabilly Junction number 8, which was recorded in that corner right over there. And it was Casey and Pun, who's Casey's younger brother, who also played in Rockabilly Junction for a while. Rockabilly Junction had a lot of members, and not like a lot of members over the years. They had a lot of members on stage. At one point, there were 3 guitarists, correct? Pun, Snap, you.
Well, Billy Poster was in the band.
Oh, yeah, Billy Poster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
Doppler Effect took a little bit of a hiatus, and Billy joined the band. But so first song is going to be that RBJ song number 8, and then Brian mentioned songs being written here, and the next song we're going to listen to is from a band that only had 1 song. It was written in Studio K. For those of you that are not initiated, Studio K is the kitchen. And they called themselves Lolly Trigger, and you heard Brian do that in the introduction. 3 members. Do you remember who they were, Brian?
Me, Terry, and was it Briggy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So they wrote the song in the living room, came out here and performed it, and as far as I know, that's the only performance ever. And
the only song written.
One of many written here, but that one was interesting because it was written and played and 20 some years ago. 20. Yeah, probably 20. It was pretty early. And we're going to play it again tonight. And with that said, on the radio side, that's what you're going to hear. On the video side, I'm going to give away some tickets right about now. Okay, so it's that time of night where I am going to give away 2 tickets What's up, everyone? It's that time of the week where I am going to tell you about the upcoming ticket giveaways courtesy of BuildtheScene Entertainment. This coming Monday, September 16th, during the Pennsylvania Rock Show, I will be spinning the wheel to find out who wins 2 tickets to April Wine with openers the Borstal Boys on Sunday, September 29th. The doors are 6 p.m. Show starts at 8. Early entry doors are at 5 p.m. This is a 21 and over event. If you should not happen to win and you're looking to get tickets for this, they start out at $37 in advance and they are $40 day of show at the door. $52 for the early entry 5 p.m. doors. Let's take a look at what other shows we have coming up. The following week, we'll be giving away 2 tickets to Richie Kotzen with Blackridge and Super Monkey. That show is also at Jurgles. It's Monday, October 7th. Doors are at 6. Show is at 8. Early entry at 5. It is 21 and over also. It's $20 in advance, $25 day of show, $32 if you wish to get those early entry tickets. Then we were giving away tickets to Mushroomhead, Upon a Burning Body, plus There Is No Us and Mind Decision. Trace Lads, Nelson, Xander Damos, Post Traumatic, and Yingve Malmsteen. And make sure you keep an eye on that website that is To My Side, musicfrom412.com/contests. That's where you'll find out what else we have to give the tickets away to. And keep an eye there to see when we update the list and get some more really cool BuildtheScene Entertainment shows that you can win 2 tickets to. Okay, so it's that time of night where I am going to give away 2 tickets to a BuildtheScene Entertainment show. This one happens to be April Wine on Sunday, September 29th. Doors are at 6, shows at 7, early entry at 5 p.m. It is 21 plus only at Jurgles. And for some reason, my program wants to fight me on this. There we go. We'll bring it back up. Sunday, September 29th. $37 in advance, $40 day of show. If you wanted to do the early entry at 5 p.m., that is $52. But I did have 7 people sign up. Those people are Kathy Janeski, Robert Janeski, Tom Trainer, Tina Leydig, Nikki Praza, and Keith Leydig. I put their names on my wheel. I'm going to hit shuffle once and twice. And then I'm going to go ahead and spin here momentarily, and we'll find out who wins 2 tickets to that show. But you should know that I'm also going to be giving away tickets to this exact same show next week for Music from 412, courtesy of BuildtheScene Entertainment. So if you don't win tonight, there's still a chance you may win those 2 tickets next week. So for now, let's find out who's getting the first set. Up his last name. I do actually know him, Janeski. And so, Robert, you're going to watch for an email, which will give you information on how to get those tickets from BuildtheScene Entertainment. And with that said, those of you who did not win, you still have a chance next week. And if you didn't enter yet, you can enter by going to that address to my side there, musicfrom412.com/contests. And let's get back to talking with my friends Lars and Brian and Jonna about the 20th anniversary of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. The brain is fried tonight. I apologize. We're back. They're not back yet, even though I can hear them. This is segment number 2 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 739. It's our second 20th anniversary show because we kind of split it. That was RBJ number 8. Lars mentioned that that's because it was the 8th song that they wrote. And we also heard Wally Trigger, which was written in the kitchen. So with me tonight are Lars and Brian and Jana from First Angel Media, who's kind of taking the lead. So at this point, I'm going to be quiet again.
First, I would like to mention that we have Will from Liars Pacifist over on the comments saying that he'd like to say hello to his fellow peers in podcasting and congrats on the longevity. Thank you, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Bill is amazing. So, like, you know, he's been doing this forever, and it is awesome for me to even be a part of the anniversary podcast. Now, Lars and Brian, this isn't your first time, though, being part of an anniversary show for Bill, if I'm correct.
Lars isn't sure.
Yeah.
Lars is like, hold on, she's going somewhere with this.
Wasn't that a benefit for Alicia?
Alicia, yes.
Yes,
Alicia. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you made us reform and come back and learn new songs. And
well,
he's like, dang it.
Well,
you made us
he
work.
made me play acoustic.
Brian played acoustic in between sets, and then you two were actually, you played together in Crossbone Cannon.
Oh, yes.
The RBJ reunion I convinced you guys to do was at a Rock for Life show. But yeah, same field.
Yep. Exactly.
Brian and I was together in the Travelers too.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was a good band. Band.
It was.
I really enjoyed that. There were some really good musicians in that group. We all had that's what I'm talking about, Lars. You're one of the really good musicians.
Okay, but I get that. Like, I was just talking on the Darkness podcast, you know. I mean, like, hello, we all have egos. Stroke it. There. You know, Lars, you're amazing. There. See?
Yes, he is.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Especially when he breaks out the double neck guitar. You still have that?
No, actually, no, I don't.
Oh.
Too heavy. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Hang that one on you.
Right.
But it's actually with a friend of mine, very good friend of mine. So it's in very good hands.
Oh, that's good. That was a cool guitar.
Yeah. No, I've since then I've actually gone to the dark side and I bought a Marshall. And
You did?
this guy.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it. I was wrong all these years. What I should have done like a long time ago.
You were a Fender guy before that, right?
Yes, I was. I'm still kind of a Fender guy.
Right. But amps.
But fine. You were right. Marshall, great. What you do.
You heard it here first, folks.
Right.
Lars is admitting defeat. As a photographer, that's probably like me suddenly switching over to Nikon from Canon.
So
yes.
Oh.
So
Lars was the first person that made me drink scotch, by the way, and it was good stuff. Remember that night?
Yeah, vaguely.
I wonder why vaguely. Is there a reason for that?
There was a lot and good and
it was expensive stuff too. Because you told me, you're like, don't start drinking scotch with a crappy bottle. It has to be a good bottle.
Yeah, quality is the only way to go, and single malt is what you need. So,
right.
I'm going to start taking notes on this.
Yeah. Oh, Lars will help you with scotch. I'll help you with bourbon. So
I'll stay sober and run the show while it's happening. Oh wait, that was like 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine all of this. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of times whenever Bill's like, "Oh my gosh, it was craziness. It was this. It was." Knowing my friend who will
Chris Riggy used to wrestle my dog while I was doing the show.
Yeah. Bear,
okay.
right?
Yeah, and then Pun and Riggy would try knocking each other out in the kitchen.
Bill, the hardest thing though that you drink is Pepsi.
I do.
So
remember
like
what
we hear the rock and roll lifestyle here is like,
Do you remember what the code word for a beer was?
Oh, I do not.
Oh, come on.
I don't.
A pencil.
Wow,
Remember that?
I do not.
Yep.
how did beer turn into a pencil?
I have no idea. That was probably after multiple beers.
B-W-E-R-R-U-N-B run. B-W-E-R-R-U-N-B run. All you need is a pen and a fiber car and a key and a sober driver. B-W-E-R-R-U-N-B run.
So that was apparently a taste of the original parts.
Yes, very similar.
Something like that. Something like that. Yes. Yes.
There were nights that I would drive artists home after the show. I'm not going to name any names, but he lives close.
I was about to say, does one live like right next door? Well,
No,
within eye shot.
yeah.
No.
I mean, they're going to know who I mean. Well, they might. You will know, Joanna. He's here a lot doing the reconstruction of the upstairs apartment for my landlord now.
No.
I'll fill you guys in on the next break, and then you'll be like,
Okay.
"Oh, he was here a lot during the shows too." Hey, Joanna, what do you have for us next? Anything?
I'm going to ask for a favorite memory throughout all of it. I don't care if it was the first time. I don't care if it was the second time. I don't care if it was the live show. What is a favorite memory? One that just made you look around and be like, I absolutely love this. Uh-oh.
No,
You go first, Lars.
I don't think I can say that online.
Oh, well. Second favorite.
For me, when I actually was one of the shows we did for ABATE, we played the state rally in Hazen. And we had no idea really what we were going to get into. They had this set up in a long pavilion. We came in from the back, and there was all kind of weird rock and roll stuff going on in the back. People filling up coolers with beer from a semi-trailer.
So it was something like out of a movie. Kind of.
It was better than a movie. So we'll walk in after the setup, and there's probably 1,000 people in there. And it was just absolutely cram-packed. And it was like, okay. And we had a blast, absolute blast. And for some reason, unknown why, they loved us from the first note. That was like, yeah, I'm a rock star.
There you go. That's a rock star
awesome.
memory. That's like a core memory being made right there.
Yep. So you're saying memory about being in bands in general, or about PA Rock?
I was meaning the PA Rock show, but like I like that memory.
That's cool.
I like that memory.
I'm gonna go away from the PA Rock. Well, I'm gonna do one for each of them when I take my turn. So.
Oh Lord, yeah, that is true. You have several.
Okay, so my best memory of the PA Rock show was right after Cage released the second album, the Bombs album.
Except Brian is going to steal one of them. Go ahead.
Oh.
Okay. And we played acoustic, and there was a whole bunch of people there, and everybody was just intently listening, and it was like, wow, these people are really like listening to the music, and it was just fun. You know, it was pretty cool.
They played the entire album acoustic on the show.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It was awesome.
And I almost was going to play one of them tonight, but I chose a different song that Brian sang. Well, Brian sang part of the Lolly Trigger song, but a different one Brian sang lead on that we'll do in a minute. So that was the one I was going to do with Brian. Of course, the first episode ever is the biggest one, because without Brian showing up with the microphone and saying, hey, we should do this every week, it wouldn't have happened. But Lars already touched on the other one, and that was when they played the Rock for Life show, where I convinced them to get back together and play. And they get up on the stage, and they did The Boys Are Back in Town, and Casey did a slightly altered version of how I convinced them. It wasn't quite correct, but it was still really cool. But so we're going to take our second break. We're going to listen to Tony Marinaki's song, All the Answers, also performed live here in the living room with Tony playing guitar and Brian singing leads. And then we're also going to hear a song which was recorded elsewhere. This was recorded in Tony's studio. We did a show live from his studio. I have the date. Oh, it was August 11th, 2005. 5 years to the day before my daughters were born.
Wow.
And that song is called Rockabye. And something else cool about that one was not only did we do it live in Tony's studio, but when they recorded the album version, I was there standing next to Sam, who was singing lead vocals while he was recording the vocals, which is a memory for me. So there's another one of your favorite memories. But that said, we're going to go ahead and take another break, and we will be right back. Hey, it's Bill. You're tuned into episode 739 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. With me are two members of the music scene that were here for the very second episode of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. Wrong button, Lars. Brian Schaefer, Lars. I really don't want to mispronounce your last name. Can you say your last name for me? Okay. Or so. I have a meme saved somewhere that says my last name has been mispronounced so many times, even I don't know when it's right anymore. Because people were...
own. He was like, Lady J. And I was like, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. I'm stealing that. I like that.
Hey, I'm going to admit something right now. Like that 40 seconds right there. You guys were muted.
Oh, geez.
Because when it went to the other screen, you were talking and you weren't muted. So I was hitting mute and then it took them off. There's delays on everything. But anyway, and we all have hard names except for Brian. That's what we were getting at.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
I have had people say Schaffer all the time.
There is a double F in there.
Well, that's the only real right way to spell it.
Oh,
forget about the E and the one F and the C.
See, I have family members. It's SCHAEFFER.
Yeah, see, that's way too complicated. Just
See this right here that he's doing. That is how I got my name.
I ended up with the 2-hour show.
Okay.
Yes, except I was doing it in the chat room.
It's literally how I ended up with my name. So I'll tell you another time. But like, the 2 letters matter.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, because my mom, Aunt Anna, has 2 N's, and my mom fought with someone her entire labor because she said your name cannot be Jana.
Oh my gosh.
Because you do not have 2 N's. And so I have a spite name. She named me Jana.
Okay.
My next my next door neighbor. You remember Milo?
Oh yeah.
Lars? Yeah. So Milo, Brian, you remember he lived next door.
Yeah.
His son still lives there, and he streams gaming. That's what he does. He's that's his job. I don't know how to describe it any other way. But he's watching right now, and he commented, "Muted," shaking my head, rookie. I've been doing this like
Get him.
17 more years than he has.
Yes. But.
And he's only worried about his mic. I have 4.
So,
Milo,
okay.
Milo was a staple in around that time. I mean, he was everywhere, and everybody absolutely loved that guy.
The night of the first PA Rock show, I went over and knocked on his door. I was like, or the second one. It was the second night. I was like, listen, there's going to be some people coming here and playing music in my living room. I was like, if it gets too loud, come over and let me know. And he looks at me with this big grin and he goes, Bill, blow your effing windows out. I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. That was Milo.
So speaking of names, was it always the PA Rock show? Like from...
Well, I mean, episode 1, it was not, because we literally didn't know that we were going to do it. But episode 2 was when it had its name.
And now name off all the podcasts. And don't forget the one I co-star with you in.
Wait, you want me to name the ones that I'm currently doing?
Yes, name them all, because we've gone from one that didn't even have a name the first episode. Second episode, who came up with the name?
It was an argument I had with Chris Hawthorne, who was the 14-year-old that owned the radio station, and that was the one he allowed me to settle on.
He was only 14.
Yeah. Jonna,
wow.
I'm supposed to tell you that Shenley says hi.
Aww.
See, Jonna gave...
Give Pat.
Yes. Dennis's dog came from Jonna's dogs.
I had dogs years ago, and they had puppies, and they are the cutest little derpiest things ever. And so I have grand puppies sprinkled throughout the PA music scene and surrounding areas.
Well, Robbie Perrone, who's in Great White Snake, and he was in a bunch of bands with John Lane, and I can't even remember all the bands he's been in. But anyway, he has Shenley's brother.
Yes.
So,
and going back to when I was muted, it's his cousin who gave me the name Lady J. 7 points, I'm telling you. Bill knows everybody and is only 7 points away.
She called me Kevin Bacon last episode. Okay, so
hey, I could have called you a lot worse. So
yes.
I mean,
I'm gonna put a 5-minute limit on this. So we have 5 minutes. Where do you want to go?
Well, you still haven't answered my question.
Oh,
sir.
3 questions in a song, which is kind of sporadic right now. It's supposed to be the 1st and 15th of each month, but I kind of went on an unofficial hiatus. It'll be back eventually. And then we do Friendly Fire, which is on XRP Radio. That one has been on a long hiatus because
we're coming back.
The conversation started today. That one, Jonna and I grab like five songs from the local scene, and we take them with us to XRP. We put them up usually blindly against 5 of their songs, and then there's a chat room, and they pick which song they like better. And it's very, very seldom is it negative, unless it's Seethe. But
did you hear me on the last one though? He's going to be able to walk over in the UK and be like, they'll be like, "You were the worst metal singer ever."
They're all
like,
gonna know who he is. Yeah,
but you have heard of me. Everyone in the UK is going to know. We're going to make certain.
Seethe is trap metal, and I don't know if either of you, Brian or Lars,
trap metal.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
Interesting.
You're sitting there going, okay, what is that? Right?
Is it like almost like house music but metal?
No. Okay, picture new metal.
Okay.
With some trap beats behind it, but done in kind of a dark, sinister, sensual sound in the background.
Wow.
And he goes through probably like 5 vocal techniques per track.
Oh, I want to hear that.
Oh, I will send you some. He's got new
Yeah.
stuff. So hey, UK, we're coming back, and I got new Steve.
That sounds
Yeah.
cool.
The people in the United Kingdom are not fans of it.
Well, okay, no, these
Oh, okay.
specific people.
That's true. Yes, the people who listen to us, specifically
Pirate rock. They listen to pirate rock. I
specifically
wouldn't expect.
specifically the other two DJs.
Okay.
But his band has spawned music from another band,
Craig,
Hecht, who is he's
Craig
from
Hecht.
Wisconsin, I think.
I believe so. Shout out to Craig. Seriously, he is an amazing guy.
Craig is a one-man band, and he has like 6 one-man bands.
Wow.
And one of them is all industrial stuff, harassing Jonna about the C stuff that we play.
And the funny thing is that he actually has created music specifically for me because I am such a fan of Seethe. And it was what was it? Washer
and Power Drill, I think, was one of them. Like he's sampling industrial sounds to make industrial
washing
music.
machine noises.
Wow.
I believe was the title of the one, but in his
The
defense,
band name is Screwdriver in Ears.
in his
Wow.
defense,
Yeah.
there is currently a meme out there that I will share on my page after this, tagging Craig in this, that has like the girl going, "You literally saved my life," and it has a picture of the 9 Inch Nails Downward Spiral album, and it says, "I'm literally washing machine noises." So like
Wow.
this may be why I like Seethe so much. And anyone that has the industrial sound, like I'm drawn to that.
It is kind of
Right.
cool.
It is.
And then Jonna has her own podcast that has recently started back up that I shanghaied the other day. You want to mention it real fast?
The Dark Side Podcast with Justin Townsend of Skies of Terra. And we go in there, and Bill has kind of his shtick, the pizza and things like that you will find
They
on the
don't
PA
know the pizza
Rock
question.
show. Bill!
Well, they were on before that question existed. And
So
So
also,
Bill has.
so I will ask it, but the other question, the official BuildtheScene question, I'm going to have to retire or come up with a different person because Dave Grohl recently ruined it.
Why?
Well, the question is, who's your Dave Grohl? Because he's always been seen as this great guy, and he would bring people up out of the crowd into the stage. And the idea was, who do you want to go up on stage with and perform one of their songs? Well, now he's not such a great guy. So,
Well, okay, you can now bring up John Bon Jovi. I mean, the man just saved a woman from jumping off of a bridge.
Wait, what happened with Dave Grohl?
he has a new daughter, and not with his current wife.
Oh, yes, I did hear
Yeah.
about that. Okay.
This will be the episode he finally listens to.
This will be the one. He's like, they've been tagging me forever.
But the pizza question, it's eventually I'm going to do, this will probably never happen, but eventually I'm going to do a pizza podcast, and I'm going to go around and visit all of these. But the question is, because you're a musician, what is the best pizza you've ever had? So you have to link it to like a recording session, a show, a venue that you played at, something like that.
It has to be a venue. Oh, geez.
Well,
It has to be
just
something
having to do with being in a band.
like
Cool.
after a show, after a recording session, while you guys were writing a song, like
while you were headed to Texas, something like that.
Oh, man.
I don't think we ever had any pizza after recording or playing. It was
No way.
no. That's probably burgers and stuff, but pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it would have been a pizza, it would have probably been a Meat Lovers. I mean, the more meat. The better. And if Casey were here, he would probably remind me about. Oh yeah, remember that time? It's like, okay, yeah.
Well, mine wasn't pizza. When we recorded the first Cage album, Snap's dad was cooking ribs
Yep.
So he came down. We were recording in Bill Postal's studio.
Tall
So he
Pines.
came down and so he wanted to know what we wanted. So we all ordered ribs and hush puppies, and they were so amazing. And we all ate ribs down in Bill's studio,
Yeah, he
recording
made
the
good
first
ribs.
Cage album.
That's
They were
cool.
so good.
So here's the thing. I currently have 12 minutes to cut this audio and make it the radio show and have it run by 10 p.m. So we're going to have to cut this short, but we will definitely get you on again soon. Brian comes on sporadically. It's been a while since Lars has been on. So it's episode 739, Pennsylvania Rock Show. We're 20 years in as of this past Saturday. And as I said at the beginning, there was a lot less gray than
20 years and you still got to learn how to run the mics.
You're right.
No, geez.
Nice.
The problem is you guys were talking. If you just would have paused, I wouldn't have muted you.
It's okay. We've
Because
the
it's
dark side
programmed.
is
My thing is programmed to mute you, and then unmute you. But I hit mute, so when it brought you back up, it hit mute again instead of unmute. But
I mean, the dark side has actually started 5 minutes early with me cleaning my room.
listen, it's live. Stuff happens all the time.
Right.
That's the fun part about live shows.
All right. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. We definitely have some people on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. You can see that right above Brian's head. Eventually, that number is going to get larger. A lot of that is recent in the last month or so that we've been streaming there. There's a new Discord. That link is also above Brian. And make sure you go to parockshow.com, go to firstangelmedia.com, briankSchaefer.com. There is a K in that, right? Yes.
Yes, there is.
And Lars, do you have a website you want to mention?
Well, Rockabilly Junction is still alive and somewhat well on Facebook. So go up there, download some music. Sure.
All right. With that said, we will catch you next week. Of course, I didn't do my homework. That doesn't surprise anybody that's been paying attention in 20 years. I don't remember who the guest is next week. Go to BuildtheScene.com. It's listed there. And we will see you then.
Thanks, Bill.